What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I recently got tagged in Kevin Samuels' inspired Facebook group. Now, it's not his group. It's a group that people that love Kevin Samuels have subscribed to. It's a private group here on Facebook. And our brother made an interesting post, or actually he shared a post into the group. And the post said, "Dating music! Looks like Carlton beat Will in the end. Leave them Jadas alone and get you and Angela." So we all know the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air show, and Alfonso Ribeiro played Carlton, right? Will Smith's cousin in the show. And Will Smith ended up marrying two African Americans. One he divorced, and then there's Jada Pinkett, and then Alfonso, he ended up marrying this particular lady in the background, and they've been happily married. The only issue that I've seen that he's had is that the black community doesn't accept him. All right, doesn't accept him. So the question is, would Will Smith have done better if he got him a white woman? Would it have been a different situation? I want to talk about this because I believe that when we look at stuff like this, whenever a black man is having a problem with an African American woman, we immediately think of, okay, passport time. Like, let's go to Brazil, let's go to Thailand, let's date interracial, because these issues that we're not going to have. And it could be some truth to that to a certain degree. No woman is perfect. And obviously, if you come from the African American community, there could be definitely some disdain from dating inside the culture. But I think that it's more complex than that. You're just saying that if Will Smith had a white woman, he wouldn't have these issues. I think if Will Smith had a white woman or a black woman or any woman that wasn't in the same industry that he's in, I think it's a mistake a lot of times entertainers make, which is they're dating people that are like them. They're dating celebrities, and they're dating people that want clout. They want attention. They're typically always in the media. So, if you marry somebody like Camille Cosby, like Bill Cosby married Camille Cosby, she was never in the limelight. She's always been a wife. That didn't kind of, talk about those things and stuff like that. If Will Smith would have got a woman that was more or less like that, we wouldn't be having an issue. But I get what people are saying. Jada Pinkett has that stereotypical sort of feminist, sort of, mean-spirited kind of attitude that we can sometimes see, or we have evidence of seeing in American culture, especially in the black American community. What I would say is, for guys, I think that a lot of times we put race in this. The reason why there is a black manosphere, if we really want to be honest, because the manosphere in general was speaking for men, but the manosphere at that particular time was largely white. And white men, as Obsidian would say, honorary white men, felt that their women was kind of betraying them and using the system against them. And then you have like people like Tom Likas who felt the same, right? And so you when you look at the problems that white men were getting, and these are the guys that have the most money, they have the most businesses, they have all of these things, and yet they're getting problems from these same white women. The black manosphere came as a need to serve certain issues in a community that wasn't being met in the greater manosphere. So if you look at it, these guys had problems with white women. And I think that what guys are saying is that, well, you should go and get these women because, these women are going to, do you better. And I don't think that's the case. I think it's a case by case basis. All right. And I think that's how guys get mixed up. We look at too often someone's race, someone's nationality, instead of looking at how the person was raised. I think the most important thing for men is to look at what is the relationship the woman has with her father. Okay? What is the woman that the relationship the man has with the father or woman has with the father? From there, we can see if the woman has seen a marriage, if the woman has seen a family, if the woman has those values versus dealing with a woman that hasn't seen those things. You know, I think that's the problem. A lot of times we're dealing with women who have not had access or have not seen how men and women should get along, what a man's role is in the house, and what is her role. You know, there are times that, you know, she may take the lead on certain things, and there are a lot of times that a guy may take the lead on many things or certain things. But if she hasn't seen that, then how does she know how to interact? I'm not sure if Jada Pinkett had a father in her life that was in the home, but I mean, I can tell that she's a very feisty person, just like her mother is, right? And I think that that's one thing that a lot of black men have to look at. You know, you have to really look at. And once you can look at that, then you can make a decision if it's going to be, you know, going to be okay. And from what I'm understand that Jada Pinkett's parents divorced real early on. So while she's been married to Will Smith, that man probably wasn't there in the house. And I think for a lot of black men, that's the equation. That's what we're looking for. Whether she's white, whether she is, you know, Asian, whether she is whatever. Okay, what is the relationship with the family dynamic, and does she understand that? Outside of the fact that you really love her, outside of the fact that you really want to be with her, it doesn't matter the color. She could be a white woman that comes from a single parent home, and she hasn't seen that family structure, and you're gonna run into some of the same difficulties that Will Smith is running into. And I think that's where we go wrong, because a lot of times when you see guys just say, "Oh, give me a white girl," or "Give me a white woman," well, let me just be real. I haven't been to the States in 2 years, but you do see guys that will just say, "Hey, I'm gonna get me a white woman." And you may look at them. I see some dudes getting yelled at by white chicks in Walmart. You know, why didn't you do this? You know, there's evidence of, you know, some brothers being called racial names and still staying in a relationship. So, you know, also, if you're a man that is weak, it doesn't matter what race the woman is, because she's still going to pick up on that. You know, if you're a man that, you know, you're not going to assert yourself, you're not going to be, you know, dominant in the things that you stand on and what you will take and not take, you're still going to run into those same fundamental problems. And I think that once you get there, then you understand, like, hey, well, what are some of the things about me that I cannot accept and keep the relationship going? And if not, then she has to go. And I don't know if Will Smith is that kind of man. You know, he would still face those same issues with any woman if he doesn't stand on those principles. And once a man can stand on principles like that, it don't matter what color the woman is. She can be black, white, whatever. But if you don't stand on the principles when a woman is trying to test you, then it doesn't matter, because every woman's going to test you. There's going to be shit tests in the game. You know, just because you're dating a woman that's white don't mean that you don't get no shit test. It happens. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.